this season, you were probably the name on this defense. There have been so many guys who have emerged this year. How do you feel like you're playing? Do you feel, I mean, how, you know, you've been called the heart and soul of this defense. I mean, you feel that way? Do you feel like this is your defense?
As long as we're performing the way we've been performing lately, man, I had no complaints whatsoever. You know, last year I was getting 16, 17 tackles a game because, I mean, we were just giving up runs down the middle of the defense. It's not happening this year, and teams aren't trying it this year. So, you know, as long as we're at the top of the Big Ten and the top of the nation and run defense, not giving up any rushing touchdowns, just playing great defense overall, and winning the field position battle on special teams, and then letting the offense do their thing, I have no complaints.
Well, how do you feel you've grown in the last year?
You know, as a player, when you play more games and you get more experience in the games, man, you get more calmer when things happen. My freshman year, when our offense got a turnover, you know, I used to go out there stressing like, oh man, we're about to give up a touchdown. You know, but this year, man, every time I go out there, I feel like it's another opportunity for us to show why we're the best defense in the nation.
Raekwon, excuse me. Were you done?
No, hold on. Why we're the best defense in the nation, and how we can go out there and stop them.
Hey, what is it like standing out there, 107,000 people, and you're going like this, and they respond? What is that from a noise standpoint? What is that feeling like?
You know, it's great to see the 107,000 fans or 110,000 fans, how many there is in the stadium, get loud and get riled up when I wave up like that, because you know it just shows the passion in fans and the support that we have for our players. Yeah,
but can you feel it? I mean, does it? You know, do you get goosebumps sometimes? I mean, when they respond like that, what is it like to be in the middle of all that?
You know, it's just like being in the middle of an arena, man. You're out there battling, and hearing the crowd roar is to give you a little bit more energy and give you that much more enthusiasm to go out there and do what you do.
Will you do that on Saturday night? Will you do the same thing this Saturday night?
Hopefully they're not making that much noise, so we'll see.
Have you heard about jump around?
Yeah, it's kind of one of the traditional things that you hear about when you get recruited. Kind of like the Clemson thing when they're running in the stadium, and just of that nature, man. You just hear about Camp Rundle and the jump around thing. So it's my first time going to see it,
right?
And hopefully, I mean, I would like to see it and see what it's like.
Are you guys going to jump around? In the past, Ohio State teams, like going into the fourth quarter, have jumped around on the sidelines themselves. Are you guys planning on doing that?
If they're winning, they do.
If they're winning, they do.
Or tied.
So
okay.
They don't,
tied or winning. Yeah.
They don't do it if they're losing?
Doesn't seem like it.
Also, hopefully they're not doing it. So. But if they are, and it'll just be a nice environment to play in.
Do traditions like that, do that appeal to recruits and recruits?
I mean, it depends on what type of guy you are. To me, it did. You know, when I came up here to Ohio State, you know, all the traditional things that they had going for them, just like the gold pants that I have on my neck right now, man, I just felt like that's a beautiful thing that everybody who came through Ohio State can share. You know, somebody who's 70-something years old could come back and meet me who's 20 and share the same experience about playing the team up north and share that we both share the win.
Hey, Raekwon, you said it's important to you to have the top-rated rush defense. Technically, Wisconsin has that right now in the Big Ten, and they're fifth nationally in that category. Does that matter to you on Saturday? Do you feel like you have to outperform them?
Outperform them? No, but we're just gonna stick to what we do. You know, I really don't get into whatever the other team has going on their defensive side of the ball. We always worry about their offense, and that's up to our offense, man. They're gonna go out there and they're gonna have our coaches and our offensive players are gonna have a great game plan together and go out there and execute.
So it's just win, baby, on Saturday, but on Sunday you might look at the rankings again?
Nah, hopefully I'll just look at the rankings at the end of the season and see what happens.
In an era of spread offenses, Raekwon, you're going against a throwback here. Do you, as a linebacker, do you look forward to a game like this, where it's a little more traditional style, or do you not care? Whatever style you play, you play.
I mean, yeah, it's fun. It's fun to see teams like this. You know, they try to out-physical you. They try to dominate you at the line of scrimmage, and it's our job to not let that happen. You know, they're gonna come in thinking they can run the ball on us, and like I said, dominate the line of scrimmage. We just have to penetrate like we've been doing the last couple of weeks, and I think we'll be all right.
Does it change much? They've got a fullback, a leading fullback. They're going to run some ISO, some power, things like that. Does that change that much for you specifically? Because a lot of teams float that H now and block in similar ways. But how does it change, I guess, your preparation specifically from the Mike linebacker standpoint, Raekwon?
When people talk about ISO, you think when people talk about Wisconsin, you automatically start thinking about ISO just because they had the fullback. And if you start thinking about ISO the whole game, then they hit a counter and the fullback is going on the other side.
That's what I'm saying. So how do you? Yeah.
Yeah, you can't really just prepare for the ISO and pulling guards and stuff like that. You got to prepare for the whole game and make sure that you're ready for the game throughout the game.
Do you see a confidence in the group in front of you now that you didn't see 5 games ago? I'm talking about the defensive line. What describe that group in a nutshell from the standpoint of how they're playing.
Like I said, they're creating a new line of scrimmage behind the ball. You know, they just don't wait at the line and wait for the linebackers to run through. They're going back themselves and trying to make plays. So it just shows confidence in them. They're going back there and trying to make plays. And the linebackers might not be getting the tackle, but somebody's out there making the TFL and tackle.
But is this potentially like a 20 tackle game for you against an offense like
20
this?
tackle game.
What do you think? That's the over/under I'm setting. Is that okay?
Break Ryan Shazier's record tackles in a game.
He had 21, right?
So
He does it.
against Indiana a couple years ago.
Against Indiana. See, he had 21 though, but they had like 40 points or something like that.
They were out there a lot.
Yeah, a lot of plays.
It was also snowing.
Is that your point?
Yeah, that's my thing. Like, I'd rather have 2 tackles and them not score a touchdown. I'm that type of guy, man. I'm not really worried about breaking records or anything like that. So as long as we're up on the scoreboard and they have less points than us, I'll be okay.
Knowing that you were one of only 3 starters and being the middle linebacker and having that leadership responsibility, did you kind of have a talk with yourself kind of before the season, the off season, about how you were going to lead these guys and what you were going to have to, how you were going to have to change and be that very vocal leader?
I mean, yeah, I come in every day. You know, every day is a different challenge. Watching film on those guys, just knowing that we're going to go through trials and tribulations throughout the season, and you just got to be the one guy in the middle who's steady-minded and stable enough to get everybody right back on track when it's all going wrong. 'Cause, you know, we don't want to give up a rushing touchdown, but if it does come, we can't get our heads down. We can't blink an eye, bat an eye when it comes. So we just got to be ready for it. Whatever.
Jerome Baker seems to be really making the most of his opportunity. Raekwon, what have you seen out of Jerome Baker so far?
Young Bake, man, he's out there balling. You know, I can't really say anything less of him. You know, he's out there making plays just like we expected him. Like I've been saying for all my teammates for the last couple of years, guys just see it on Saturday. People who watch TV see it on Saturdays and then are surprised by it. But us, we see it in practice almost every day, so it's not surprising to us.
Is he playing with good discipline? I mean, what all has he got going for him right now?
You know, I think we have the hardest coach. We have the coach that coaches us the hardest in the nation.
Mm-hmm.
So he's very precise on what he wants, and it's a lot of things that all three of us, me, Chris Worley, and Jerome Baker, don't do on the field that he wants, because he wants all of us to be All-Americans and be like those guys back there on the national award winners list. James Laurinaitis, A.J. Hawkins, some of those guys out there. So he has high expectations, and we want to live up to those expectations.
Well, 2 more questions. How long would a 59-0 loss stick with you if you were, I mean, if that ever happened to you, Raekwon?
Man,
I mean, do you expect this to be an impetus for those guys? I mean, the guys who are remaining from that team 2 years ago.
59-0.
Yeah.
Man, that was sticking me for a while. If I got another chance to play him, if I didn't have another chance to play him, then I had to let it go. But the 59-0 loss, we went out there, we jumped on them early.
Yeah.
Had a momentum swing in the game. So that was more what happened in that game. So hopefully we can do the same thing this game.
Raekwon, you think the linebackers get coached the hardest of any position group here at Ohio State?
To me, honestly, yes, because you know, we're the quarterback of the defense. Like you said, we get coached like the quarterbacks on offense, and when something goes wrong out there, you know, I feel like it's my fault, and I mean my coach is the same way. We're trying to figure out why is it happening, and when teams get a play on us or do something to us that's make it look like we have weakness in our defense, we try to find out why is it happening, how can we fix it, and what we're going to do next time to make adjustments.
Thank you, Raekwon.
Thanks, man.